Namaskar and good afternoon to one and all. We have been joined by Dr. Harsh Vardhan, Honorable Union Minister, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Science and Technology, Earth Sciences, Government of India. I welcome you, sir. I welcome Sri Sanjay Dhotre, Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Education, Communication, Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. With your permission, sir, I would now like to request our director, Dr. Ram Gopal Rao, Director, Indian Institute of Technology, to kindly deliver the welcome address. Over to you, Dr. Rao.
Thank you very much, Honorable Union Minister Dr. Harshvardhan, Honorable Minister of State for MOE, Communications, Electronics and Information Technology, Shri Sanjay Dhotre, and all the other dignitaries who are present here. I see who is who of the country on the screen. It's a nice occasion for all of us to be connecting with each other. And I think this event, as you all know, is to bring an alignment and also awareness between the multiple initiatives of Government of India, like the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan and RUTAG, the Rural Technology and Applications Group, RUTAG and UBA activities, where all our institutions are involved with the DSIR PRISM. I see Dr. Shekhar Mande during his time, CSIR has started some of these initiatives. So this DSIR PRISM alignment with our institutions is something that we are all looking forward to. And as you also know, our institutions have undergone a major transformation. If you look at last 5 years, I would say, we have got connected now with the society much more than what it used to be earlier, thanks to some of these initiatives such as UBA. And if I look at my own institute, IIT Delhi, I can speak on behalf of other IITs too. Now we have more postgraduate students than undergraduate students, and in every institute now you see, like Bombay, Delhi, Madras, or Kharagpur, and in some of our institutions, you will find almost up to 300 PhD students working on problems which are of rural relevance. So there are IITs now which are working directly on the ground in trying to improve the condition of rural areas using a variety of technologies. And I always believe that the high technologies that we develop, maybe for mass mission, also have applications in the rural areas. Now, for example, if you see today the mass missions, some of them are beginning to use nuclear fission technologies for uninterrupted supplies, or laser communication based technologies, for faster transmission, real-time transmission. Some of these eventually will also help us on the ground in connecting with the rural areas. We have also believed always at IIT Delhi and in IITs that education, research, and innovation, all these three need to go hand in hand. I think we cannot just be focused on just research for the sake of publishing papers. We also need to take this research to the society through a variety of innovation channels. And that is where startups are beginning to become very helpful for us now. The PRISM activity, PRISM program is something which we can make use of in order to help our startups. And even before we start companies, filing patents is also very important. Recently, I was looking at the 2019 data for nanotechnology, which is my area of research. India has filed one patent for every 300 papers. For every 300 research papers in nanotechnology, India filed one patent, whereas US has filed for every 5 papers one patent. That is the difference between India and US. India is currently at the 3rd position as far as nanotechnology is concerned. We are just publishing papers. We are neither protecting our IP, nor are we innovating enough in these kind of domains. I think that is the need of the hour. And unless we do that, research is not going to be sustainable. Our institutions cannot just keep on getting funds and publishing papers. It's not going to take us anywhere. I think the UBA is one great activity. The PRISM is another great activity. Startups are now happening in our campuses. I think all these things need to come together. I think I'm very happy that this event is happening now, where we are bringing an alignment. I would like to welcome all of you to this online event. which is being hosted by IIT Delhi, which is the national coordinator for UBA. So welcome all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Rao. Thank you very much. May I now like to invite Dr. P.K. Datta, Head DSIR PRISM, to kindly brief us all about the event today. Over to you, Dr. Datta.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, Health and Family Welfare, Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr. Harshvardhan Ji, Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Education, Communication and IT, Sri Sanjay Dhotri Ji, Professor V. Ram Gopal Rao, Director IIT Delhi, Dr. Shekhar C. Mande, Secretary DSIR and DG CSIR, Dr. Vijay P. Bhatkar, Padma Bhushan and Chairman Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, Professor V.K. Vijay, Coordinator UBA, Professor Suresh Saha, Coordinator UTAC, IIT Delhi, media person, esteemed participants from DSIR and IIT Delhi, ladies and gentlemen. I am delighted to note that DSIR PRISM scheme is organizing an alignment event jointly with UBA, SIH of Ministry of Education and RUTAC of IIT Delhi for exploring collaboration and to exploit opportunities for driving innovations aimed at generating rural livelihood and socio-economic benefit. PRISM, this is a scheme called Promoting Innovations in Individuals, Startups and MSME, is an initiative of DSIR aimed at transforming an individual innovator into a successful techno entrepreneur by promoting, supporting and funding implementable and commercially viable innovations created for the society. An innovator of Indian nationality, student, professional and common citizen is provided technical, strategic and financial assistance by DSIR, PRISM for idea development, prototype development and pilot scaling and patenting. The program is implemented across various sectors such as energy to healthcare to waste management and so on, in 2 phases, catering to both the initial innovation and the advanced enterprise setup phase through DSIR Outcome Innovation Centers across the country. UBA, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, which has a network of 2,700 higher education network and 14,000 villages, will provide a better platform to PRISM scheme to reach more innovators. SIH, the Smart India Hackathon of Innovation Cell of Ministry of Education, with its vast network of more than 500 institutions across the country, will act as a platform for budding entrepreneurs and also a large number of RUTAC beneficiaries, that is Rural Technology Action Group of IIT Delhi, find out rural problems and innovative solutions. DSIR PRISM, along with its State Outreach Cluster Innovation Center, TOCIC, network across the country, will ensure collaboration so as to identify the possible challenges and provide solutions jointly in an unidirectional force. As all we know that India is an extremely heterogeneous economy and most of its population operates in the informal sector. Given the rising divergence between productivity in agriculture and in knowledge-intensive professional sectors such as information and communication technology and finance, income inequality will likely to increase. Far more needs to be done on preventive medicine, clean water, education, and other public services that can benefit from harnessing collaborative efforts of formal creation efforts for the poor. This event, I believe, is a beginning in this direction, and we hope that PRISM DSIR, along with UBA, SIH of MOE, and RUTAC IIT Delhi, will enable DSIR PRISM initiative to create a better future at the bottom of the pyramid. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Datta. May I now like to invite Dr. Shekhar C. Mande, Secretary, DSIR, DG CSIR, for the keynote address on DSIR PRISM scheme. Over to you, Dr. Mande.
Thank you very much. Honorable Dr. Harshvardhan Ji, Honorable Sri Sanjay Dhotri Ji, Dr. Vijay Bhatkar Ji, all the senior leadership of different IITs, faculty, friends, my colleagues from DSIR, RUTAG, and other people involved with Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. So it's a great pleasure for DSIR to be a part to today's function. As all of you are aware, DSIR is a part of Ministry of Science and Technology and has a mandate to carry out activities relating to indigenous technology promotion, development, utilization, and transfer. This department is also responsible for recognition or registration of R&D centers of Indian industries, scientific and industrial research organizations, and other publicly funded research institutes. DSIR implements many different schemes such as common research and technology development hubs. These have been implemented across India in many different places where MSMEs and other small R&D institutes can come and use these facilities. One of the most popular schemes of DSIR for any citizen in the country is through direct benefit transfer is what we call as PRISM, that is promoting innovations in individuals, startups, and MSMEs. Any individual citizen of the country is eligible to apply for this, and it has been effectively operated since the 12th plan period in DSIR. It's our wish, it has been our wish all along, and that's what we are realizing today, is that we should align ourselves with similar major national initiatives such as Unnat Bharat Abhiyan by Ministry of Education, Rural Technology and Action Group that is there at IIT Delhi, and Smart India Hackathon of Ministry of Education. And it's a great delight that we are partnering with these very successful programs of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, RUTAG, and Smart India Hackathon. Around 3,500 institutions and about 50,000 innovators are online today to witness this particular event. PRISM aims to support individual innovators, enabling inclusive development of the country. And the scheme supports any Indian citizen or aspiring innovator who have highly innovative science and technology ideas and would like to translate the ideas into working prototypes and processes. It has two phases. In the first phase, a grant amount of about 2 lakhs is given to the innovator, and about 20 lakhs can also go up to 20 lakhs. In the second phase, we can give up to 50 lakhs for pilot or scale up. This is implemented through what we call as TOCICs, which are there in many different places in the country, such as IIT Guwahati, IIT Kharagpur, and so on and so forth. We have already noticed that life of many innovators has been changed through the implementation of DSIR's PRISM scheme. Many of them have graduated from successful entrepreneurs, creating eventually their own startups and making techno-commercial benefit, and already are making good societal impact. It is a pleasure and privilege for DSIR to be able to be present in this occasion today, and we look forward working together with Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, with Smart India Hackathon, and with the other programs that have been mentioned in this particular one. Thank you all very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Dr. Mande. May I now request Dr. Ramanuj Banerjee, Member Secretary, PRISM, to kindly steer the live event wherein we will be interacting with the innovators from across the India. Over to you, Dr. Banerjee.
Namaskar. Sir, DSIR PRISM is not only a scheme, it's an innovation web which has been designed to reach pan-India citizens as direct benefit transfer, irrespective of any language, irrespective of any gender, irrespective of formal education, and irrespective of any subject domain area. Starting from homemaker to engineer, agriculture to aerospace, Indian citizens are getting benefit through this scheme. In many instances, PRISM has changed many citizens and innovators' lives. Some glimpse of such innovations we are going to live. Over to North India, Punjab.
Namaste, Sat Sri Akal to all. My name is Prabjot Singh and I am a recipient of grant rupees 17 lakh under PRISM scheme of DSIR and mentored by Oasis Center, CSIR, CSIO. Sir, my innovation is related to eco-friendly smart furnace for melting of non-ferrous ferrous materials and also maintain the healthy working environment for the workers. Minister sir, मैं ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹਨਾ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਪ੍ਰਿਜ਼ਮ ਮਿਲਣ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮੇਰੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਪੂਰੀ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋ ਗਈ। Sir, Prism scheme not supports financially, but also helped me to create networking. Sir, right after completing my project, I received orders for my prototype. So in the last year, I incorporate a company named Exergy Innovations Private Limited. And sir, there are 25 people are associated with me directly or indirectly. Sir, I hope this scheme will help body innovators like me and they will fulfill their dreams. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ji. Over to IIT Kanpur.
Namaskar. Respected Honorable Minister Sri Dr. Harshvardhan Ji, Minister of State Sri Sanjay Dhotri Ji, DG CSIR Dr. Shekhar Mandya Ji, Chairman Unnat Bharat Abhiyan Dr. Vijay Bhatnagar Ji, Head DSIR PK Datta Sir and Director IIT Delhi Professor Rao. It is my pleasure and honor to receive the DSIR Prism support PhD at IIT Kanpur. With this support, we have developed the machine and technology called
संदीप जी, आपका आवाज नहीं सुनाई दे रहा है। संदीप पाटिल जी।
सर अब आ रहा है? अभी आ रहा है सर?
हाँ, आ रहा है।
हाँ. Using those nanofiber membranes, we have developed various products for the air filtration technology. Out of those product, one is the Swasa mask, which is in the market, and many people they are today using it. And during the occasion of Ayodhya Ram Janmabhoomi Puja, our Prime Minister was wearing the mask, and it was great success for the people like us that our Prime Minister endorsing our Indian made in India product. I can see Dr. Harshvardhan Ji also wearing the same mask. Now I can see, and Dr. Mandya also wearing the same mask. It is a great honor and pleasure. The product which is developed at IIT Kanpur with the support of DSIR. Using this technology, we have also incubated company at IIT Kanpur, eSpin Nanotech Private Limited, and we have a great success in nowadays. During this pandemic, we have served more than 1 crore people. By using this mask, we have saved many lives by just supporting our technological innovations. Along with that, we have employed more than 50 people. Out of those 50 people, the 50% strength is the women which are related, women manpower, which are closely related to the village. So we are not only innovating the product, we are also giving the lot of jobs and employment to the society. Along with that, our aim and vision is to develop the product, but the technology should be connected to the society, and how the society can be benefited out of it, that is our main goal. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Sandeep ji. Now over to Siddharth ji from IIT Kanpur.
Hello, my namaskar to all the Siddharth Paradikar, and I am the proprietor of solar technology. In the year 2017, it received a scheme, and this solar water heater, which can be mounted on the walls of the building, and hot water can be received on the other side of the room, on the other side of the wall in the room. We utilized a heat pipe based technology to transfer the heat from the collector to the water, and the development was successful because of the help and assistance from DSIR, and I would like to express my deepest gratitude towards them. I would also especially like to thank the Startup Innovation and Incubation Center at IIT Kanpur for facilitating the smooth coordination. I hope more and more innovators can bring their idea into reality using these initiatives. And I once again like to thank DSIR and the PRISM scheme.
Thank you,
very much.
Siddharth ji. Over to South India. Venu Polinini.
Good afternoon to all the eminent dignitaries and participants. Good afternoon, Minister Sir. I'm Venu Polineni, a recipient of PRISM grant through DSIR PRISM scheme that was facilitated by Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalaya at TOCIC in Tirupati. The PRISM grant helped me establish proof of concept to develop nematicides against plant parasitic nematodes, especially root knot nematodes and potato cyst nematodes. After we established the proof of concept with the PRISM grant, we were able to establish a company, Deluris Biotech India. And since then, we have received $4.2 million in funding, and we have patents in 32 countries, 3 patents for nematicides in 32 countries right now. We are currently employing 40 people. Most of the nematologists that are coming out of various universities, and also product development specialists and fermentation specialists. I hope the PRISM grant will empower many entrepreneurs and establish a great research-driven ecosystem and help out a lot of young entrepreneurs as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Venuji. Now over to West India, Rajasthan.
Hello, honorable ministers and dignitaries in the dais. It's a pleasure to connect with all of you. And I am one of the winners of the TOCIC Udaipur PRISM grant a few years back. All of you would have understood the benefit that the PRISM grant has done in all our innovators' lives, and how it has transformed us from regular, just passed out engineers to somebody who's accomplished and who are job givers now. The same story goes with mine. I won the research grant for PRISM in 2014. Have been able to set up a company after that. We've been rated as a top 10 startups in India, Australia, Russia, US, and Canada as well. We are currently valued at about $2.5 million, and we are employing about 15 engineers, designers, and also artists. Our solution is in the augmented reality and 3D scanning space, and we are one of the first 3D scanners based out of India. And we are proud to be associated with PRISM. Indirectly or directly, the Indian government through the President's office has put its trust on us, and we consider that to be a privilege to be associated with everybody in the network, and owe a great deal to everybody in the DSIR ecosystem as well as MSME ministry. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivanji. Thanks for your presence. Now over to East India. There is a homemaker come housewife, Miss Joyita Pal.
কালনা নিবাসী। আমি 20 বছর যাবত কোকোনাট সেল হ্যান্ডিক্রাফটের সঙ্গে যুক্ত। হ্যান্ডিক্রাফটের কিন্তু আর্থিকভাবে সক্ষম হওয়ার জন্য আমি অক্ষম হওয়ার জন্য প্রিজম স্কিম আমার লাইফকে চেঞ্জ করে দিয়েছে। এই টাকা থেকে আমি একটা সব খুলি এবং সেখানে আমি প্রায় 200 জন বেকার ছেলে মেয়েকে এবং গৃহবধূ এবং মহিলাদের আমি ট্রেনিং দিই। সেখানে আমরা তৈরি করি, সেই ট্রেনিং দিয়ে আমরা নুনদানি, ফুলদানি, তারপরে বিভিন্ন শোপিস, পিগি ব্যাংক, এগুলো পেপার ওয়েট, এগুলো আমরা তৈরি করা শিখি। সেই ট্রেনিং থেকে তারা আবার আরো কিছু জনকে ট্রেনিং দেয়, এই হাতের কাজের উপর ট্রেনিং দেয়। প্রায় 500 জন এই ট্রেনিং দ্বারা উপকৃত হয়ে স্বনির্ভর। আমি मैं बहुत आभारी हूँ इस प्रिज्म स्कीम का, मन से धन्यवाद जनाती हूँ DSIR प्रिज्म स्कीम को। हम जैसे लोगों को साथ देने के लिए वो समाज के डेवलपमेंट करने के लिए। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Joyita ji. Now over to Vivek Pandey. He is graduated from IIT Kharagpur. Vivek Pandey, please.
You are muted, Vivek. Please unmute yourself.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Good afternoon, Honorable Ministers, Dr. Harshvardhan and and Mr. Sanjay Dhotre and other dignitaries. My name is Vivek Pandey. I got the PRISM support of rupees 45 lakhs from DSIR through TOCIC IT Kharagpur back in 2015 when I was developing a solar-powered cold storage for Indian farmers for on-farm storage of fruits, vegetables, and flowers to preserve the shelf life and provide better returns to our farmers. The grant helped me, propel to test the innovation with various stakeholders. And I'm proud to say that we have been able to bring about a paradigm shift in the way agriculture is done, at least among the people that are using our products today. Ecozen, my company, now has a state-of-art design and manufacturing facility based out of Pune in Maharashtra. We have over 10 patent pending technologies that go into our products. With our smart solar pumping and solar cooling technologies, we have directly worked with over 40,000 farmers across the country. We have also supplied units internationally to countries like Afghanistan, Kenya, Indonesia, Vietnam, among other countries that we have exported to. We support over 250 young professionals through direct employment. We believe that we have affected lives of at least 1.5 to 2 lakh, farming community people with our innovations. Our current turnover stands at 70 crores. It's a long way to go, but all of this may not have been possible without the wonderful support that the PRISM program brings about for young innovators. I have a small video to show to everyone. So let us see how EcoFrost, which is a solar-powered cold storage, works and how it helps farmers today in the country. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek. It's 3 minutes video and how Make in India product has given an impression throughout the globe, and that is also from the PRISM support. Come on this video, please.
भारत एक कृषि प्रधान देश है। यहाँ किसान मौसम, मिट्टी, जलवायु इत्यादि के अनुसार विभिन्न प्रकार के खाद्य पदार्थ उगाते हैं। फसल या प्रदेश कोई भी हो, सभी किसान फसल काटते ही अच्छे दाम मिल जाने की उम्मीद रखते हैं। अक्सर फल, फूल, सब्जियां इत्यादि उगाने वाले किसानों की 20-30% फसल सही रखरखाव न हो पाने के कारण नष्ट हो जाती है, क्योंकि ये किसान ऐसी जगहों में स्थित हैं जहां पर बिजली का अभाव या अनिश्चितता है। इसलिए इन क्षेत्रों में कोल्ड स्टोरेज की स्थापना कर पाना मुमकिन नहीं था। लेकिन इकोफ्रॉस्ट टेक्नोलॉजीज ने किसानों के लिए एक ऐसा ही कोल्ड रूम बनाया है जो कि बिना बिजली के सोलर एनर्जी से चलता है। इकोफ्रॉस्ट,
इसको इस्तेमाल करना बहुत ही आसान है। फसल कोई भी हो, बस बटन दबा दो, सारी सेटिंग अपने आप हो जाती है। बस
बिजली की जरूरत नहीं है, सोलर से चलता है, कोई खर्चा नहीं इसमें। बिना धूप के 36 घंटे का बैकअप है, इसलिए कोई डर नहीं। खास बात यह है कि इसमें कोई बैटरी का झंझट नहीं।
आज मेरे खेत में है, कल इसे मैं दीपक के खेत में ले जा सकता हूँ। ये पोर्टेबल है, बहुत ही आसान तरीका है इसको ले जाने का। इसमें तमाम सेंसर लगे हुए हैं। इसका तापमान हम दूर से भी अपने मोबाइल में, अपने उपकरणों में देख सकते हैं। पूरी खबर रहती है और इस पे कंपनी के लोग भी नज़र रखते हैं। जरूरत पड़ने से पहले ही ये लोग दिशा निर्देश दे देते हैं।
इकोफ्रॉस्ट टेक्नोलॉजीज की संस्थापना 3 IIT खड़गपुर के छात्रों ने सन 2010 में की थी। नवीनतम तकनीक का इस्तेमाल कर इकोफ्रॉस्ट स्वच्छ प्रौद्योगिकी के जरिए भारतीय खाद्य भंडारण को एक नई दिशा में ले जा रही है। इसके लिए इकोफ्रॉस्ट को कई राष्ट्रीय व अंतर्राष्ट्रीय पुरस्कार भी प्राप्त हुए हैं। बुद्धिमान प्रणाली की मदद से इकोफ्रॉस्ट फसल के अनुसार तापमान और नमी अपने आप सेट कर लेता है और उसे बनाए रखता है। इसमें तीव्रता से ठंडा करने की क्षमता भी है। इससे फसल को अधिक देर तक ताजा रखा जा सकता है और किसान दूर देशों तक भी अपनी फसल पहुंचा सकते हैं।
अब कोई भी सब्जी उगाए तो सीधा कोल्ड स्टोरेज, माल सड़ेगा, कम दाम मिलेगा, कोई टेंशन नहीं। इकोफ्रॉस्ट
इन लोगों ने बढ़िया ऐप भी बनाई है जिससे चलता है और उस ऐप से ये भी पता चलता रहता है कि इसका बढ़िया भाव कब मिलेगा। हम तभी भेजते हैं जब बढ़िया भाव मिलता है, अधिक मुनाफा होता है।
हम 3 दोस्तों ने मिलकर इको पॉइंट खरीदना था है, इसे हम लोग खुद इस्तेमाल करते हैं या किराए पर उठा लेते हैं।
जो अनार सड़ जाने के डर से 30 के भाव बेचते थे, अब 2 महीने रुक कर 60-70 के भाव बेचते हैं। टमाटर तो फेंकने की नौबत आ जाती थी, लेकिन अब तो बर्बादी का सवाल ही नहीं है। अब वक्त बदल रहा है, खेती बदल रही है, यकीन नहीं होता कि अपना खुद का कोल्ड स्टोरेज है, अपना इको फर्स्ट।
Thank you all innovators. Now over to Dr. Priyanka.
Thank you, Dr. Banerjee. Thank you very much. May I now request Dr. Vijay Bhatkar ji, Chairman, National Steering Committee, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, to kindly address the gathering today. Over to you, Dr. Bhatkar.
Thank you. Thank you indeed. Honorable Dr. Harshvardhan ji and Honorable my very dear friend Sanjay ji, Honorable all the distinguished people who are present today for this meeting. I will not take all the names because the time available is very short. I'm extremely pleased, really delighted, and I'm feeling fulfilled that this meeting, which was I think we're looking forward for a long time, that all the ministries, our major labs, major institutions should converge together to understand that what we are doing under Unnat Bharat Abhiyan and similar initiatives like PRISM, what you see, these kind of things, for the development of our rural communities. As we know, 2014, we had the first meeting in IIT Delhi conference room, in which many people across the country, many thinkers, thought leaders, innovators, researchers, and other people who are thinking of the future of the nation had come together to create a different level of paradigm, different paradigm itself for development of India. And the result was Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. Of course, DSIR was there, DST is there, several other ministries all were there in this participation. And the idea came that unless we link our villages, Mahatma Gandhi used to say about 7 lakh villages, we must, I think, for to develop India, we must start from the bottom. I think that is the mantra also Honorable Modi ji also has taken in 2014 address. He also invoked that Mahatma Gandhi's statement. And but later on, as we saw this country, that nation began on the development path. Several research labs, including atomic energy, space program, science and technology programs, all we started. I think we started emerging from this one, and I've been part of that, planning for science and technology, planning for information technology, and other things. Today is a great day for us. That what we are seeing is that what we were visualizing at that time, we are seeing the reality. So the examples that were shown by the innovators are really inspiring. I think very inspiring. Only few could be presented because the time available is very short. Several, I think our students who are working in IITs, who are working in NITs, who are working in ISERs, and there are many other educational institutions across the country have done different type of innovation, which one day can be presented. We think we require a concept like IISM to showcase all these innovations for rural development. But the important part is that I think it's very, I remember the issue that we created IITs at the beginning of, as many got independence. Even before that, IIT Kharagpur is an example of that. Many of the CSIR labs like NPL and NCL and many other examples of that, they were created at the very beginning of the, I think as we started getting our independence. And then there was a challenge. There was a very, very important challenge in development or in planning the national development. The question that time was that how to feed the population. I think one thing got weak independence, but support a country of such a large population at that time, maybe 37 crore at that time. Now we are 135 crores or 137 crores. I think how to support such a population at that time,
how to support our schools, how to educate our population, and how to, I think this predominantly a village development, not the nation of villages, as Mahatma Gandhi said. It was a big challenge, but at that time some decisions were taken. But I think we did something. But it was in 2014 when Modi ji came and he addressed, I think I remember the Red Fort address. He said that we'll have to begin, I think, from the villages again. And that invoked many things. Today's meeting, today's orientation, etc., is the result of that. I think Sanjay ji is very aware of situations in villages. And our Honorable Minister of Health is also very aware of what are the challenges in development of this country. I think we are feeling really fulfilled that our young graduates who are coming out, our startup programs have started yielding results coming from, I think they are innovation-based startups, they are not merely startups. They are just innovation-based startups, and how they can change the whole milieu of the village development. So I'm very happy that we have conversed together, and how DSIR, and DST, all ministries are somewhere converging together for the rural development. Is it enough? No, it is not enough. I think we have such a potential. If you see, I think the number of IITs we have developed, number of ISERs, the number of IIMs that we are creating. We have the largest infrastructure, educational infrastructure in the country. 45,000 colleges. Can we imagine that? Many of them from, I think, very top level institutions, higher educational institutions we have created now. How do we engage the students for the actual rural route level development of our country? And that is the challenge. And that's how this project really started. IIT Delhi took the role of national coordinating institution. Then we have regional coordinating institutions, and several institutions were involved. And about, I think, as we saw, 14,000. But that is not enough. I think we see the problem is my goal is really, my thinking at that time was that we have 7 lakh villages, or 6.7 lakh villages, I think, and we have 45,000 or very soon 50,000 higher educational institutions in the country. This network, and we have 1,000 different types of labs available. How we can network this together for the development of the overall development and holistic development of our country, which is still predominantly in terms of this one is an agriculture economy. And we have, of course, I remember, I think I'll end with this. The question was asked to Vikram Sarabhai when he launched the space program, and the choice was also earlier when Dr. Bhabha launched the atomic energy program. This one at the very beginning of our independence, after not beginning, just start of the independence. This one, there was a very difficult choice. We had such challenges: how to feed the population, how to educate the population, how to support this whole country. I think with several challenges which existed at that time. And it is in this context, I think Vikram Sarabhai's position was that, should we do this or that? Should we do atomic energy or do? Should we develop IITs or build schools? There are several challenges like that. I remember Vikram Sarabhai's answer to that question was, this is not, gentlemen, he addressed to the, at that time, Planning Commission, now Niti Aayog, at that time, Planning Commission, it's a question of this or that. It is, I think India is a very complex, I think we have challenge before us. It's a simultaneous equation we have to solve. It is not just this or that. And I think we took that approach. And I think today we are standing on so much of very large, world's largest infrastructure, education infrastructure. And so Ministry of Education is involved in this area. Now, over a period of time, we developed several research laboratories. I think that is also in almost every field, starting from the nanotechnologies, biotechnologies, or information technologies, and all that thing we are seeing. And then we are trying to direct that effort for root level development of India. And that's how I think that I'm very happy that Vigyan Bharati is here. There are many institutions who are participating in this program. And I think this approach will now start yielding results as well, and may make not only the innovation, but also the startups. And that will make the difference to everybody. Thank you very much. I think this is a great fulfillment for me and all of us who are participating in this institution. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor. Thank you very much. Thank you. I would now like to request our guest of honor, Shri Sanjay Dhotre ji, Honorable Minister of State for Ministry of Education, Communication, Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, to kindly address the gathering. Welcome you, sir.
Namaskar, my senior colleague and Honorable Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Science and Technology, Earth Sciences, Dr. Harshvardhan ji, Dr. Vijay Vatkar ji, Dr. Shekhar Mande ji, Dr. P.K. Datta ji, Professor Ram Gopal Rao ji, Professor V.K. Vijay ji, senior scientists, academicians, officers, innovators, startup entrepreneurs, students, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I would like to congratulate all those associated with this great initiative of DSIR PRISM, promoting innovations in individuals, startups, and MSMEs. Today's event is envisioned to promote wide advertisement and publicity of DSIR PRISM scheme and to work proactively towards providing the platform for technology innovation, customization, and implementation. This is expected to help in field of generating rural livelihood, inclusive innovation, and socio-economic benefits. Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, with a network of 2,700 higher education institutions and 14,000 villages is the perfect platform to provide ground level insights. A large number of RUTAG beneficiaries will find our rural problems with innovative solutions. Smart India Hackathon, with its presence in over 500 higher education institutions, will act as a platform for budding technopreneurs. This is a great collaboration amongst various agencies from diverse fields to achieve a common goal. I appreciate this and extend my best wishes for the unique initiative. This initiative has a huge potential to alter the techno-socio-economic landscape of our country. Friends, technology has enormous power to change the lives of our citizens, and in doing so, it can also create wealth for the technopreneurs and our country. Wealth is generated by offering efficient and feasible solutions to various problems. But identifying and defining a problem statement is very crucial first step. Before arriving at and offering any solution, and my innovators, friends, there is no dearth of problem statement for you to work on. What technological solution can we offer to address energy security and water scarcity? How will technology help in reducing input cost of farmer, or say reduce post-harvest losses, or inform him about advantages, selling price and location? Real time, what can we do to address the problem of pollution and environmental degradation without affecting the income generation? Can technology or big data forewarn for onslaught of newer viruses, or can it assist our primary health delivery system? There are so many areas where we need the attention of young innovative minds. But the technology providers do not always get well-defined problem statements. Sometimes the problem statements received are lost in translation and time, and inaccurate comprehension. Many times the information suffers from the problem of data inaccuracy, data lag. Sometimes the solution are pitched in the presuming and premeditating the problem. The technical people may not necessarily have complete or intricate domain knowledge, but the joint collaboration between various agencies bearing technology skills with domain experience will definitely help and hence today's event is a big step in this direction. Considering the specific purpose for which it was started, the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan must be used as a vibrant platform to unleash the innovating spirits of our students. This may or may not find immediate solution, but this will at least orient our young innovative towards the real life problem and challenges of our fellow citizens. Unnat Bharat Abhiyan should not just be a one additional activity to be tick marked in the academic calendar, but this along with the Atmanirbhar Bharat should become the core ethos of our technical institution, and periodically reviews of its functioning should be taken to check its efficacy. Digital India has proved that we can attain a global scale even when we use technology. To address our problem for our innovators, 1.3 billion people is a big market, enough to work for. And while doing that, we can help others and develop a market for our products. Aadhaar, UPI, Ayushman Bharat, and a growing number of Indian startup unicorns are testimony to this. Ladies and gentlemen, the culture of innovation must be inculcated from childhood. We in government, academics, scientific establishments, and we as a society must always promote and encourage the culture of innovation. The thinking, open mind is more important than the closed mind. Inquisitiveness, curiosity, and the virtues that the teachers and parents should inculcate in the children is essentially comes from scientific temper. Rational thinking is at the core of it. Our new educational policy 2020 envisages to develop an education system that supports the values, keeping at the core the ethos of our Indian culture. The initiative like Atal Tinkering Lab also develop the young students to innovators. The ARIIA ranking of our higher education institutions focus on innovation culture in the institutions and encourages to have enabling infrastructure and system in them. Our government has just announced in the budget that rupees 50,000 crores will be allocated for National Research Foundation over next 5 years. I urge you all to make best use of it for direct research in the areas of importance for our country. Instead of developing a research for the sake of it or creating academic buzz, many PhD research have potential to translate into a working product. Continued support to convert dissertation into a product must be looked into. New technology trends from new ventures, that is startup operate on the principle that you need to work with other people to get stuff done, but you also need to stay small enough to achieve this. Considering their unique position, academic institutions can ideally become the nerve centers of all pre-startup actions. Startup incubation centers and tech parks should be a part of every institution. Ecosystem, just like placement officers, we must have startup and entrepreneur officer in every institution to guide and mentor our students. In this regard, I am confident that DSIR PRISM initiative will create a wave of innovative startup across our technology landscape. And Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, RUTAC and Start India Hackathon will play their important role in it. I believe that this will become a catalyst that will activate the tremendous technological energy of our younger generation. As our Prime Minister rightly says, we must aspire to become the job giver instead of job seeker. And this initiative will surely become a strong backbone of Atmanirbhar Bharat. With this word, I once again congratulate you all for this initiative and with best for its success. Dhanyavad. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Minister, sir. Thank you very much. But now I would like our chief guest, Dr. Harshvardhan ji, Honorable Union Minister, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Science and Technology, Earth Sciences, Government of India, to kindly address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Minister of State for Education and Communications, Electronics and Information Technology, Shri Sanjay Dhotre ji, Dr. Shekhar C. Mande, Secretary DSIR and DG CSIR, Dr. Vijay Bhatkar ji, Chairman of the National Steering Committee of Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, Professor V. Ram Gopal Rao, Director, Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, Professor Subhashish Chaudhary, Director, Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Bombay, Professor Anupam Basu, Director, NIT Durgapur, Professor V.K. Vijay, distinguished members of the Indian science community, other esteemed representatives of the participating institutions, and all the remarkable innovators who have joined us here today. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. Friends, as you all know, science and innovation are the key pillars that the present government is relying on to facilitate growth and progress of an Atmanirbhar Bharat. In this regard, promoting innovations in individuals, startups, and MSMEs, better known as PRISM, is a popular scheme for Indian innovators which has been operated by DSIR since 2014. I am happy to note that DSIR PRISM scheme has forged an alliance with three major national initiatives, namely the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan of the Ministry of Education, Rural Technology Action Group, IIT Delhi, under the Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor, and Smart India Hackathon of Ministry of Education to reach out to budding innovators across the nation. It is indeed exciting to note that today's event is drawing participation from around 3,500 institutions and 50,000 innovators and technocrats via virtual mode. It indeed reflects the stature of our program that it has attained over the years. PRISM scheme has been instrumental in supporting individual innovators who are further enabling inclusive development of India. I am indeed proud to highlight that PRISM extends its support for the development of core technologies across a broad spectrum of fields such as affordable health care, water and sewage management, green technology, clean energy, industrially utilizable smart materials, waste to wealth, and many other areas, all of which are aligned with our national objectives. Over the years, many young innovators have graduated as successful entrepreneurs through this scheme, and many of their interventions have had a transformational socio-economic impact. I am confident that the alignment of PRISM with the three major national initiatives will not only strengthen the science and technology ecosystem in the country, but will also help give concrete direction for various innovations being nurtured by DSIR PRISM to be scaled and implemented at the grassroots. This will help our innovators commercialize their ideas while addressing society's problems. They will help provide innovative interventions and use of technology to empower our rural population and rural economy, which will ultimately help realize the dream of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji of an Unnat Bharat and also an Atmanirbhar Bharat. Friends, all of you together in your capacity as a participant, an organizer, a mentor, or a stakeholder in any way, collectively hold the potential to play a big role in shaping the glorious future of this country. Friends, first of all, I was so happy and it was so heartening for me to have heard some of the innovators. And the very fact that today 50 innovators are connected through this program, this speaks volumes about the success of the innovation ecosystem that has developed in this country. Post Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi ji's vision, when he had launched the startup and the stand-up movement in this country during the first year of his tenure as the Prime Minister of this country. We fondly remember his commitment for strengthening the innovation ecosystem for this country, for helping the relevant ministries, and I would at least talk about my own ministry. It is not only the CSIR, but in fact, DST, Department of Biotechnology, all these ministries' arms are supporting the startup movement in a big way. The Prime Minister, through the Finance Ministry, has strengthened the program around innovations by enhancing our budget. And over the last 5-6 years, we have seen that the budget for supporting the startups and also for supporting the research, it has gone up manifold times. Just now, Sanjay ji was also mentioning about the research foundation that has been announced in the recent budget, where there is going to be a spending of something like 50,000 crores on research activities. I fondly remember having been part of many of these innovation festivals that have been organized in the Rashtrapati Bhavan over the last few years, where many innovators have been awarded by the President of India. They have been given the opportunity to stay in Rashtrapati Bhavan for at least a week, show their innovations, and it was so heartening to actually appreciate and understand that many of these innovators are not the people who are formally educated with big degrees from IITs or IISers or from other scientific institutions. They are the common layman of this country, maybe living in tribal areas, but they have the passion and the vision to convert their ideas into entrepreneurship, to work on their ideas and find out solutions. In their own way, they are helping the country in strengthening the cause of solution science. All through, the Prime Minister has been emphasizing, I have also been emphasizing as Science and Technology Minister, that we need to focus on people-centric science. We need to ensure that the importance of fundamental science, without ignoring that, we need to ensure that transformational science, solution science, or people-centric science is made available to the vast masses of this country, and more particularly to the rural people, more particularly to the poor people, more particularly to the farmers. And this is what this innovation movement has done to this country in the last 5, 6, 7 years, more particularly under Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Today, it has become quite evident that the most important coefficient for the country is the innovation coefficient. And more than anything else, it is the economy of ideas that has become most relevant in today's world. When you get a chance to visit the National Innovation Foundation in Ahmedabad, which is supported by the Department of Science and Technology, you will find at least 3 lakh innovations there. And right now, recently, we launched a portal where you can find at least over 2 lakh innovations on that portal also. That speaks volumes about the innovative capabilities of the young people of this country. It was so heartening to see many of these innovators from different parts of the country talking about the work that they have done. It was so heartening to appreciate the person who was talking about this mask that was made during the COVID crisis in IIT Kanpur. And I can vouch for this mask, which I am also wearing, because when it was a white mask, I said to popularize it, you must give it in some designs also, you must produce it in some colors also. And that resulted the idea given by the Science and Technology Minister being converted into action. And you can see the action here when you can see, if you can see my mask, these are all the contributions made by the young innovators. I cannot forget that 2020 has really been the year of science. It has really been the year of science innovations. So many young innovators have been supported, and so many young innovators have given us so many things during this last 1 year, whether it was the PPE kits or the N95 masks or the new ventilators, and so much around the support for vaccines, etc., etc. All these new innovations around the development of the testing kits, etc., and many other facets of science, we could see that during the year 2020, which people would recall as year of COVID, but I would always like to recall 2020 as the year of science, year of scientific accomplishments, year of the development of vaccine within the shortest possible time, and the year when, in spite of COVID, India could produce its Science, Technology and Innovation Policy 2020, take consultation from over 25,000 various stakeholders in the country, and produce the Science and Technology Innovation Policy, which is, of course, a policy which is going to streamline so many things, and it's going to change the overall scenario. 2020, during COVID, we have seen the new education policy of the country also. And now, with the synergy that this government has developed where for any subject, we try to have a whole of government approach, we try to have a whole of society approach, and the present function that we are into today, this is also an example of our total society approach, whole of government approach, and where we are trying to realize the dream of our Prime Minister's Atmanirbhar Bharat, dream of his New India by 2022, dream of his making India amongst the top 2-3 scientific nations of the whole world by 2030. This is, I think, a unique example where we are all working together. The government is supporting the ideas, and I can reassure, even at the cost of repetition, I would like to underline that Government of India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and more particularly our Science and Technology Ministry right now, I can say on behalf of CSIR, DBT and DST, that any person in this country, whether formally educated or not, if he has a bright idea in his mind, and if he wants to convert that idea into something which will help solve the problems of this country's poor people, which have remained unresolved for last 70 years or so, I strongly commit that the whole government of Prime Minister Narendra Modi stands rock solid behind that person, behind his idea, to give him the technical and all the financial support and convert the seed of his idea into an entrepreneurship program and help him in developing as an entrepreneur for this country. Today, this program, we know the nodal place is IIT Delhi, and IIT Delhi knows that in 2015, when we started our movement to convert science as a huge movement, we started with the India International Science Festival, and the first India International Science Festival we had organized in IIT Delhi itself. And following that, every year we have been organizing this India International Science Festival with participation of thousands of scientists from all across the country and all across the world, with participation of thousands of young students, even from the remotest and the distant villages and the tribal areas, with innovators and startups and everything around science. And now science, as you see, you've gone into the heart and the minds of the people. It is now a passion to a large extent amongst the young community, and that is what we want ultimately to make science because as Science and Technology Minister, after spending at least 6-7 years in this ministry, I have come to the conclusion, and after having watched science from very close quarters, after having watched my institutions like IITs and IISERs and others from the closest of quarters, I have got convinced that we all together, when we work with synergy, we have the potential and the ability to solve each and every problem of this country. We do not want any problem of this country to remain unresolved during the 75 years at the time when we achieve our 75 years of independence next year. A lot of significant issues have been raised by the previous speakers, and I would recall one important thing that the director of IIT Delhi, Professor Ram Gopal Rao, said. We are number 3 in nanotechnology in the whole world. But when we talk of patents, in a list of 300 research papers, there is only one where we apply for a patent as compared to 1 in 5 in US. That is why I always say that ultimately we do not have to work only for producing a paper. only for adding one more scientific publication to the list that glorifies our personal CV. I no longer have faith in the impact factor, which has been defined as something which you say that your paper was read so many times. I strongly feel that impact factor is one which will help you in developing a patent. Also, it will help you in solving some of the problems, long-standing problems of this countrymen, and which will help us in contributing to the idea of developing an Atmanirbhar Bharat, about which our Prime Minister is very, very passionate. And the very spirit with which this program has been organized with DSIR and Vigyan Bharati, and also IITs, and in fact, the Prime Ministry of Education, all on the same platform to realize that dream and bringing on board all the innovators of this country. I think this is going to be this alliance that has been forged today with the President and others. This should, I think, go down in history, future history of science and innovation in this country as a golden letter day. That is what we wish, that is what we desire, and that is what we pray for. With these few words, I would like to congratulate all the innovators and appeal to other innovators, budding innovators, ambitious innovators, those who want to have dreams of their own and those who want to work for the realization of their dreams. We once again promise Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his government is standing rock solid behind you with all the support from all the related departments. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to address this gathering and be part of this great function. Namaskar, Jai Hind, Bharat Mata ki Jai.
Thank you, Minister, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving us all the motivation to move forward. Before we come to conclusion of this session, please allow me to introduce two of our more guest of speakers. Guest of honor, Dr. Anil Sahasrabudhe, Chairman AICTE, and Dr. Ketki Bapat, Coordinator RUTAG, Office of Principal Scientific Advisor, Government of India. Please be with us. There will be a very interesting session lined up very soon. So before I conclude, I would now like to invite Dr. V.K. Vijay, National Coordinator, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, to kindly propose the vote of thanks.
बड़ी खुशी है कि आज का ये कार्यक्रम जो हम डिफरेंट मिनिस्ट्रीज को मिलाकर देश को किस तरह आत्मनिर्भर बना सकते हैं, उस कार्यक्रम में हमारे मुख्य अतिथि जो विज्ञान, तकनीकी, स्वास्थ्य के मंत्री हैं, डॉक्टर हर्षवर्धन जी, यशस्वी मंत्री रहे हैं और देश को एक नई डायरेक्शन दी है कि किस तरह से कठिन परिस्थितियों में भी हम नए तरीके निकाल कर देश को बचा सकते हैं। साथ में ही हमारे शिक्षा मंत्रालय के राज्य मंत्री श्री संजय धोत्रे जी, जो खुद एक कुशल एंटरप्रेन्योर हैं, खेती के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं और नए नए इनोवेटिव आइडियाज लाते रहते हैं। इस कार्यक्रम की शोभा बढ़ाने में जो हमारे साथ हैं डॉक्टर विजय भटकर जी, मांडे जी, AICTE के चेयरमैन सहस्त्रबुद्धे जी और देश के विभिन्न IITs, NITs, दूसरे इंस्टीट्यूशंस के डायरेक्टर्स, हमारे नए इनोवेटर्स, डिफरेंट लेबोरेटरीज के पार्टिसिपेंट्स, मुझे बताते हुए बड़ा हर्ष है कि हमारे जो इस कार्यक्रम के मुख्य अतिथि हैं डॉक्टर हर्षवर्धन जी, उन्होंने 1993 में जब देश में देखा कि लोग बाग पोलियो से इतने पीड़ित हैं तो एक सपना देखा। सपना देखने के साथ ही उन्होंने उसकी टीम बनाई और किस तरह से देश से संपूर्ण रूप से हम पोलियो को मात दे सकते हैं, इस पे व्यू रचना की। और मुझे बड़ा बताते हुए बड़ी खुशी हो रही है कि आज हम पोलियो से मुक्त देश हैं। ये सारा श्रेय हमारे मुख्य अतिथि जी को जाता है। डॉक्टर साहब ने ही, मैं अभी 7 दिन पहले एक वर्ल्ड टीबी डे था, उनका कार्यक्रम सुन रहा था। उन्होंने वापस अपना लिया है कि हम देश को कैसे टीबी से मुक्त कर सकते हैं। इसके साथ ही ये बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है हमारे देश से टीबी को मुक्त करने की। 2002 में आईआईटी दिल्ली में एक बड़ा कार्यक्रम हुआ था, जिसमें कि पंचगव्य एवं गो आधारित अर्थव्यवस्था, इस देश की आत्मा जहाँ बसती है गाँव में, उसकी अर्थव्यवस्था को हम किस तरह से आगे बढ़ा सकते हैं, और उसमें डॉक्टर साहब का बहुत बड़ा सहभाग था। और उस समय भी हम लोगों ने मिलकर एक सपना सुझाया था, जिसको कि अभी जब वो विज्ञान एवं प्रौद्योगिकी मंत्री हैं तो उसको परिणति में बदल रहे हैं। जल्दी ही जो आत्मनिर्भर भारत बनाने का सपना है, उसको हम बड़ी आशा से देख रहे हैं कि किस तरह से पूरे देश भर का साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी इंस्टीट्यूशंस, पूरे देश भर की संस्थाएं, शिक्षा मंत्रालय, इनोवेटर्स, चाहे पढ़े लिखे हैं या नहीं हैं, सब मिलकर हमारे सब के साथ हम देश को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने की जो कल्पना प्रधानमंत्री जी ने की है, उसको पूरा करेंगे। और आने वाले कुछ वर्षों में हम देश के सिरमौर देश बनेंगे। 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी का हमारा जो सपना है वो हम पूरा करेंगे। तो ये कार्यक्रम उसी दिशा में किस तरह से हम देश को आत्मनिर्भर बना सकते हैं, एक बहुत बड़ा नींव का पत्थर साबित होने वाला है कि विज्ञान मंत्रालय, शिक्षा मंत्रालय और उसमें काम करने वाली सारी संस्थाएं, रिसर्च लेबोरेटरीज, हम मिलकर किस तरह से इनोवेशन एंड टेक्नोलॉजी बेस्ड एंटरप्रेन्योर्स डेवलप करें देश भर में, और हमारा देश आत्मनिर्भर बनाने की जो हमारी कल्पना है उसको साकार कर पाएं। आज के इस कार्यक्रम में भाग लेने के लिए पूरे देश भर से जुड़े हुए हमारे उन्नत भारत अभियान के, रूटा के, स्मार्ट इंडिया हैकाथन के, AICTE के संस्थान, हमारे CSIR की लेबोरेटरीज, हमारे देश भर के नए नए आविष्कार करने वाले लोग, और जो नए नए एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हैं, वो सब, मैं सबको आशा दिलाता हूं कि हम सब मिलकर इस दिशा में आगे बढ़ेंगे। और दोनों जो मंत्री महोदय हमारे सामने उपस्थित हैं, मैं आपको आश्वासन देता हूं कि उन्नत भारत अभियान, विज्ञान एवं प्रौद्योगिकी विभाग, CSIR, ऑलरेडी हम लोगों ने MOU साइन किया है, और हम किस तरह से रूरल लाइवलीहुड देश भर में सब लोगों को रोजगार मिले, सब लोगों को काम मिले, और हम पढ़ाई करने के बाद नौकरी नहीं ढूंढें बल्कि नौकरी और रोजगार उत्पन्न करें, इस दिशा में लक्ष्य हमारा है। हम आगे बढ़ेंगे। और जैसे कि डॉक्टर भटकर जी ने कहा कि आने वाले 5 वर्षों में उन्नत भारत अभियान पूरे हमारे जो 40-45 हज़ार कॉलेजेस हैं, पूरे जो 6 लाख गांव हैं, वहां तक पहुंचने की कोशिश करेंगे। IIT दिल्ली की जो उन्नत भारत अभियान की टीम है, रूटा की टीम है, जो DSIR की प्रिज्म की टीम है, उन सब ने इस कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाने में जो सहयोग किया है, मैं सबका धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूं। मैं उन सबका आभारी हूं, और उन सभी लोगों का जो इस कार्यक्रम के साथ जुड़े हैं, जो इसमें सहयोग दे रहे हैं, और जिनका समर्थन हमको प्राप्त हुआ है। मुझे आशा है कि हम सब मिलकर देश को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने की दिशा में बहुत बड़ा योगदान देंगे। और एक बार पुनः सबका बहुत दिल से आभार। इस कार्यक्रम में, क्योंकि ये फिजिकल नहीं हो रहा है, पहले हमारा ये प्रोग्राम था कि हम मंत्री महोदय जी को यहाँ बुलाएंगे IIT दिल्ली में और उनको सम्मानित भी करेंगे। तो मैं बताते हुए बड़ा हर्ष है कि पंचगव्य और गोबर से गणेश जी की मूर्तियां बनाई गई हैं, उनको हमने सम्मान देने के लिए मोमेंटो के रूप में आज के सब अधिकारियों को रखा था, पर हम पर्सनली अभी दे नहीं पा रहे हैं ऑनलाइन, तो हम सबके यहाँ पे वो पहुंचा देंगे। और वो मूर्तियां हमने पूरे देश भर में, बॉम्बे से, महाराष्ट्र से, और जहाँ से भी वो मिली हैं वहाँ से एकत्रित की है पिछले 7 दिन में। तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा अवसर है कि गांव के लोगों द्वारा रचित वो चीज़ें गोबर से बनी हुई और नई नई डिजाइन के साथ बनी हुई वो मोमेंटो हम सब आप लोगों को दे पाएंगे। इस कार्यक्रम के अंत में मैं बस खाली ये कहना चाहूँगा कि हमें जो IIT दिल्ली एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का सहयोग मिला, हमें जो सब सहयोगी हमारे रहे उनका सहयोग मिला, मैं उनका आभारी हूँ। और हम सब मिलकर नए भारत का जो निर्माण करने वाले हैं, आने वाले समय में देखेंगे कि अगले 5 वर्षों में देश पूरे देश दुनिया का सिरमौर बनेगा। और जो हमारा उद्देश्य है कि सबको रोजगार मिले, सब हमारे गांवों की अर्थव्यवस्था ठीक हो, और आने वाले 10 वर्ष में उन्नत भारत अभियान के माध्यम से हम ये चाहेंगे कि जो माइग्रेशन गांवों से शहरों में हुआ था 10 साल में, वो पुनः वापस माइग्रेशन शहरों से गांव में लोग पहुंचने लगेंगे। इसी आशा के साथ बहुत बहुत सबको आभार एवं धन्यवाद।
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining.